For this third video, I want to show you that sometimes it's not always the easiest route to go directly from one form into decimals. So I'm going to look at my fractions, 3/50ths and 2/125, and ask myself, are those fractions that I have memorized from my chart? They're not, so I can't convert them to decimals in my head. So because of that, I would have to then resort to using long division. If you are comfortable with using long division and you like to use long division, you can go ahead and use that step. I like to avoid long division if I can. So because of that, I want to look at my denominators and ask myself, can I multiply any of these numbers in order to give myself a number that is a place value? So tenths place, 100ths, 1,000, 10,000ths. So my 10 is smaller than 50, so I have to go to the next place value, which would be the hundredths. So I know off the top of my head that I can multiply 50 by 2 to get 100. Now, my rule in math, so I don't change the value of this number, is if I multiply a 2 on the bottom, I need to multiply a 2 on the top. That the reason being because 2/2 is the same thing as 1, and you can multiply any number by 1 and it doesn't change its value. So I can rewrite 3/50ths as 6/100 or 6/100ths. And because I know my place value, that means that this would be 0.06, and I was able to do that without using long division. Okay, looking at my second fraction, 2/125. Okay, 100 is smaller than 125, so I have to go to the next place, which is the thousandths place. And you may not know this off the top of your head, but this is something that you probably want to memorize. You can multiply 125 by 8 to get 1,000. So again, if I multiply 8 on the bottom, I need to do 8 on the top. 2 times 8 is 16. So 16 thousandths I can rewrite as 0.016. Okay, so I've now taken care of my decimals for those two numbers. Here's my third and 61%. I know I just need to move 2 decimal places to the left. So this would be 0.61. Now, I need to make sure I have the same number of digits after the decimal, and I can see that this last number has 3 digits after, which means I need to have 3 digits for all of them. So keeping that in mind, this has 2. In order to get 3, I add a 0. Same thing with my second number. In this case, this only had 1, so I have to add 2 zeros to the end, and now I'm able to compare. So the numbers that I'm looking at are 60, 610, 600, and 16. So the smallest number out of all of those would be 16. So this doesn't have directions, but if I was asked to order from least to greatest, 16 is the smallest number. So that's 16. Again, I always want to rewrite my original. Would go in my first box. So now I'm looking at 60, 610, and 600. So 60 would come next. And then 600 would come after that. And my largest number would be 610, which is 61%. So you can always resort to just changing immediately to decimals. Again, sometimes you may have to use long division to do that. But if you notice that you have a fraction that you are able to kind of change to one of the place values, my suggestion would be to do that first so you can avoid long division.